see it coming, that flag up for black. No point in turning tail, there's no escaping our attack. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag. A rollickin' we go, we own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag. A rollickin' we go, we bleed the kingdoms dry. Fight odds against us, a pirate knows no fear. Our steel's ready and our retribution is severe. We plunder from the greedy, with blood and with our steel. We rob the rich of their ill-gotten gain to make them kneel. Behold the ocean's mysteries, the tales of ancient deeds. We follow in the footsteps of a silent secret creed. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollickin' we go, we own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollickin' we go, we bleed the kingdoms dry. Hoist the black flag, lads. Justice runs in crimson river. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollickin' we go, we own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollickin' we go, we own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollickin' we go, we bleed the kingdoms dry.
Under attack, always coming in last, bringing up the past. No one owes you anything, I think. You need a shotgun blast, a kick in the ass, so paranoid. Watch your back! Oh my, here we go, another loose cannon gone bipolar. Slip down, couldn't get much lower. Quicksand's got no sense of humor. I'm still laughing like hell. You think that my crime to me, looking so sorry that I'm gonna believe you've been affected by social disease. Well then take your medicine. I created the sound of madness, wrote the book on pain. Somehow I'm still here to explain that the darkest hour never comes in the night. You can sleep with the dawn when you're gonna wake up and fight for yourself. I'm so sick of this tombstone mentality. If there's an afterlife, then it'll set you free. But I'm not gonna pop the seas. You're a self-fulfilling prophecy. You think that my crime to me, looking so sorry that I'm gonna believe you've been affected by social disease. Well then take your medicine. I created the sound of madness, wrote the book on pain. Somehow I'm still here to explain Lately when my demons drag the night across my eyes, I just can't seem to fight it anymore. Yield unto temptation and be ruler of the world. But it seems that I have heard that song before. And the voices begin to sing. Come home. I have seen some evil as I've walked upon the earth, but this is way beyond what eyes can see. Wicked is as wicked does, and if I lose control, is this the way that hell is gonna be? Have I fallen too far to rise? Been burning too long in the fire? Then it all falls down, tearing the night away. It must be fever dreams. Fever dreams. Fever dreams. Now before my demons roll the night across my eyes, I tremble as I wait perhaps to sin. Yield unto temptation and be ruler of the world, and all I do is let the beast come in. Have I fallen too far to rise? I've been standing too long in the fire. Let it all fall down, tearing the night away. It must be fever dreams. From the outside, fever dreams. Fever dreams. Fever dreams.
Now what the heck? I swear every time I come in here, I'm like not centered anymore. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know what occurs. Hello everyone, my name is Raka. I keep forgetting that this shirt doesn't work because it's green and the green screen makes it gray. Although it does kind of end up like gothy and cool, so I'm okay with that. My hair's bothering me today. Don't love it. I've got to move my chair a little bit. That way if something like very, very traumatic happens, I can go, it's not behind me anymore. It's off kind of like catty-cornered. So we are here. We're on Cursed Hollow. This is Start Slow and Taper Off versus Ground Up. I should be more centered now. I guess it's not perfect yet. I mean, it's still not perfect because I'm not in the middle of the frame, but the frame is still correct. Like, that's because I end up not being able to fully stretch my arms out, but oh well. So we do go and have Garrosh and Stukov being banned out by Star Slow and Saber off, and then Johanna and Junkrat got rid of by Ground Up. First pick is going the way of Start Slow. So I'll have to see what they want to do with that. We do go ahead and have Xenochrist leading the way with Valhalla, the Reaper of Valhalla. Little Miss Die herself. Die, my Vala. We do have Muradin and Anduin. A pair of wins coming out on the side of Ground Up. Well, Ohm's Terrific just now following me. What the heck, man? What the heck? How dare? Judgment Cat has judgment for you. Cat, look up towards the light. Let them see your eyes. Your eyes are pretty. Ah! Kitty, I love you, but I'm trying to cast. That's how I'm just a terrible person, because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to cast. I pick up the cat and then I'm like, cat, stop loving me. I'm like, I'm the one that picked the cat up. We have Brightwing and also a new Barak coming out in terms of Start Slow and Taper Off. The band comes out, we do have Zagara. On the other side, we only have a tank and a healer, so I would not be surprised to see either the offlane or one of the deepsters. They do have Vala. Johanna is already off the map, so they don't really have to worry about blinding coming out. I mean, Malby, pay your bill. What do you want me to tell you? Pay your bill, pay your bill. Oh, interesting. Zul'jin, it's weird to see a Zul'jin ban. That must be a targeted ban because Zul'jin got nerfed recently. Not like a severe nerf, not like the nerf hammer came down and put him into the stone, but still, like, of all of the DPSers, I'm surprised to see the ban came on one that is weaker than he was prior to this most recent patch. Oh, double interesting. Now, D.Va is a very interesting pick. D.Va is not the strongest offlaner, but is very, very critical in a team fight, especially if you don't have a lot of stuns. But the problem is, they got a new Barak and they got Brightwing. So the big thing that D.Va adds to team fights is the ability to have damage of the entire enemy team. Like, she just has this, like, zone, and anyone sitting in the zone does half damage. But with both Brightwing and a new Barak, I don't feel like she'll be allowed to use that for very long. Hello, Hoku. I've got some bad news for you, Hoku. We've already got D.Va and Yrel. So I don't... But you know what? If you look at Yrel and you kind of squint, it looks like Artanis. Because, like, Yrel's got that gold and white and blue color scheme going on. Oh, interesting. Whoops, all bruisers. Not quite Phoenix isn't a bruiser, but... Man, this is, like, extra mean to poor Hoku. Hoku's like, I want Artanis. And then here come the teams be like, well, I got Phoenix and I got Tassadar. I got all these Protoss that aren't the one you want. But here we go into game number 1. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in a lamb shake. This is Here's the Storm, presented by the Nexus Gaming Series. If you don't know what NGS is, well, here we go. Here we go, going into game number 1. Sorry for the double intro. I realized I didn't set up predictions, and so I had to type real quick. So I needed more time to type, but you know what? We got it done. Predictions are up. Go ahead and put your mouth is. Tell me which Protoss team you think is going to win. We do go ahead and get Xenochrist coming out here on the Valhalla. 0-day attack will be on the Yarel. We do go ahead and have Arlu, not really stutter stepping, but also, I guess, kind of stutter, not B-stepping, that's where we go. But on the Tassadar, we do have Honey Badger on the Anubarak. 0-day is on top of this diva. 0-day is on top of the world, eh? And we do go and have Shadow Droid on the Brightwing. Diva did escape. That will be, Army of the US? Is that how you say that? Or Armitheus? I'm gonna say Armitheus because I think it's funnier. And you always should go with the pronunciation that makes you laugh, not the one that is correct. That is what I have learned from casting. We do also have Rinmo coming out here, or Reno coming out on the Muradin. Nyx is going to be on the Anduin. We do go ahead and have Fangs playing the Phoenix. And then Your Majesty is playing the Space King Leoric. Normally it's the Space Lord Leoric, but let's be honest. It's Your Majesty. It's the Space King. Honey Badger in the bushes, waiting to see if there's an engage happening. That's a double stun. Armitheus is going ahead and getting this taken care of. I wonder what happened to the U.S. Army Esports, because I feel like Army of the U.S. should definitely actually be part of U.S. Army Esports, but I don't think they're competing this season, so maybe they were going to join, and then it fell apart, and I moved away because I thought everyone was safe. All right, we do have Diva going down one more time. That is 2 kills for start slow, then taper off. Not starting slow at all. I think we all deserve a refund. Keep in mind with Diva, taking her mech out is half of a hero kill, and taking her out is another half. It's not like Misha or the Vikings, where the mech is worth a quarter of a kill. I wonder... Okay, yeah, Diva does count as 1 death, even though Diva herself has never gone down. I was like, do the 2 kills count the 2 mechs as a kill? And yes, they do. Yes, they do. We have no stacking quests except for Vala with her Gambit quest. Creed of the Hunter. Legally distinct from Craven the Hunter. Honey Badger takes a bunch of damage. Okay, Honey Badger gets in there and stops the tribute turn-in, but that may not matter quite as much because does die. Now, Leo isn't here yet, so it's still a 4v4 in this area, although I don't think they fully realize Leo isn't here because Tassadar is falling back. Tassadar is going back for the objective, and we do go in and get this picked up for ground up. I don't think they fully, because Tassadar was off the map, I don't think they quite put together Tassadar was not at the battle scene yet, and that's why Tassadar gave up on it. I may have got the names confused there for a bit, but you know what? I think you all know what I mean. Alright, Brightwing goes down. Nice body blocking coming from Army. Rinmo going ahead and going down about half health. Rinmo does have third wind, so we'll heal up very, very rapidly. We'll see that in just a second. That should be triggering right about now. Okay, but then you tapped and you ruined the comparison. How dare you? I would actually, I have a question for those of you that are especially offline aficionados. Is offline Muradin a thing? Because I just thought about it. With third wind, Muradin can just back off for a wave and be back to replenish the damage. He doesn't have immediate healing during a fight, but you can go DPS Mura build, and I feel like that would actually be decent. Here's another battle. We've got Rinmo moving forward, trying to go in and get this taken care of. There's Army of the US going in, trying to keep zero-day attack back, but cannot do so. Diva does not have the best stuns. Does go and go in there and is very threatening. Diva Gur. Obviously, that bomb will be very, very helpful in securing these points. Not letting people move. Oh, Your Majesty having to move back down to about 10% health. Needs to be careful. But Urel gets taken down by the Muradin. And that is a second tribute for Ground Up, who have now taken the lead in kills after these last two engagements, up 3-2. And keep in mind, one of those two kills isn't a real kill. It's two Diva mech bombs, or two Diva mech deaths, which gives experience, but obviously doesn't get Diva out of the lane. So we'll go and have Ground Up. Ground Up is moving in, trying to go and get this taken care of. Is scouted by Shadow Droid, but Vala is not here. And I don't think Vala and Urel can get here in time to really do anything about it. So there is a retreat from Arlu and Shadow Droid. We do go and have the Grave Golem starting to waddle his way across. Now, these giants will help. Obviously, the Golem is not good at dodging. Sidestep macro is not something. Although, surprisingly, we do go at... Okay, actually, I guess that's not surprising. They don't want to give Ground Up a tribute, or the full curse. So they are moving down here. This is your day attack. All right, there's the engage coming in. Your Majesty goes ahead, gets a nice entomb. There is the meme beam that actually takes out Brightwing, because Brightwing could not get out, but Leo goes down as well. That's a lot of low health on the side of Ground Up. We do go and have the murdered Reno trying to go in and stay in there, take all of the damage, but not going to be allowed to escape by Honey Badger. Honey Badger does not give a heck. Reno gets out, but Diva does not. Mech goes down, and Diva, that's an actual full Diva death going down this time. There is Fangs in the background, takes down the Vala. That is a bandit. How about a Gambit stack? And here comes the curse, as Ground Up do narrowly win that engagement. It didn't look like it for a second. They have zero-day attack moving across, going in and try and get this taken care of. Fangs and Nyx moving in here, trying to pressure down this keep. Fangs obviously on the rapid repeater blast. All right, Fang's going to go ahead and knock this down. It does look like we've got Majesty up here, putting pressure. Arlu trying to hold Majesty back. Bottom fort going down. Mid fort about to go down. Yeah, Army, take that out. Thank you. Will Top stay up? Top will stay up at least until the end of the curse. I don't know how much longer it will be able to sustain because it has no defenses left. So with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have everyone starting to move in right here. Rano scouting out this boss. Sees no one is on it just yet. I find it amusing that the one fort that stayed up through that curse was the fort that already got attacked by the boss. We have the Battle of the Toss up here. Fangs versus Tassaface. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Shadow Droid does get clipped by the bomb. I meant to get a drink before this cast started. Whoops. Definitely getting one after this game. Do go ahead and have the Grave Golem being aggressed upon by Ground Up, trying to go ahead and convert this boss. They are scouted, and their opponents know. Boss is down to 50%, so they should be able to engage into this. There is Army trying to push them back off. Majesty coming in here. Zero Day was very, very, very apt for that. I'm surprised they didn't go for it. I guess they are down 16. Does that make sense? But this will be another Grave Golem pushing through the bottom part of the map. My god, looks like this is taking some more damage. It is down to 12. Maybe not. Maybe that's the same thing it was at the whole time. Alright, we do have the Grave Golem pushing into the bottom keep. Poor Xenochrist. Xenochrist is like, let me out! That was actually 2 ults that did not result in a kill. That may not be exactly what Ground Up wanted from that engagement. There goes the keep, or as Alaric would say, your keep has been taken. Oh, the irony. I do have Diva getting pulled out of the fire, but Leo is going to go down. We got a spooky, spooky, spooky king somewhere. I guess this will get... I don't... Ooh, yeah, it does get through shields. Down to 96% on the core. There's a spooky man coming here. This is a bit of a surprising fight from Ground Up because obviously Leo was not alive at the beginning of it. Nice light bomb. Light bomb catches 3 people. We do go ahead and have Zero Day Attack moving out. A new brat goes down. Xenochrist is all dressed up with nowhere to go. And the damage comes through. Shadow Droid has nowhere they can go. There is a task wall in the way. And we do have a triple kill on the side of Ground Up in their first set, or their first tribute of the second set. So if they're trying to do extra damage, they realize death timers are not enough for them to get a significant amount done on the core. Here comes the tribute. Everyone is up. We do have even Talonteers. Nick's going and channeling this. I do think they're trying to push their lanes. This is a problem though, because they are letting their opponents get 1 tribute away from their second curse. And they are not in a position to eat a curse right now. The one advantage they have is they've taken this out, so they do have catapult pressure slowly building in top lane, although that's a lot of guys. I was going to say, they managed to get the camp, and that actually meant they were fighting under spell armor, which is the reason they end up getting Leo and half of a diva. And it looks like a Murden as well. Just a little Murden, that's a treat. Kitty, don't move my mic. People need to be able to hear me. I worked too hard on this voice to not let people hear it. Oh, Army of the US is in a lot of trouble. Does go ahead and get dropped off, but it looks like they are turning over onto Fangs. Fangs down to a lot, very, very low health, but we'll go ahead and teleport out of danger. Army of the US getting focused a little bit by that damage of the Xenochrist. Kitty, move. And this looks like it will be a turn. I don't think they'll move into this without the Anubarak. They are not moving that way. And Xenochrist will get this. So both teams up to 2 tributes right now. Can he continue moving? Oh, Phoenix? I did not think Phoenix would go down. I was just waiting for him to teleport to safety like he always heckin' does. You need to not be there, 0 Day. Still a 2-for-1, though, in favor of Starslow and Sephiroth. They're definitely moving in this. The boss has been aggroed. The boss is coming in for the side against Army of the U.S. Looks like this will be a treat coming out of Start Slow. Both teams are knock, knock, knocking on 20's door. Tribute does favor Ground Up, however. Probably going to stay back and get this taken care of. This is advantageous in terms of numbers for Start Slow. But Your Majesty just about to come back. Obviously spawn directly into the front lines. Engagement up here at the top. Arlu down to about 50%. There's Leoric coming back into the side. A lot of damage. There is the beam, but they managed to step forward and don't really get hit by it, except for Anubarak's big beetle booty is not quite able to get out. Here's the turn-in, and here is the hearse on the side of Ground Up. Very, very close. This might be the end of the game with 3 of them down, but it came down to that last one. This game could have very easily swung at that there moment. At that there moment. I don't let on that I grew up in Oklahoma very often, but every once in a while, a little bit of hickness will slip in. Yep, that is the Armageddon beam coming out at 20. Good eye, Boomer. I did not notice that. So with that said, we do have game number 1 going in the side of Ground Up. I should have actually noticed that. I forgot that Armageddon Beam did that. I was like, I thought they were out of it, and then I kept seeing damage happen. But we do have, in terms of damage, Vala does lead the way. Xenochrist is doing 88,000 damage over the course of the game. We do go and have 64,000 coming out of Arlu. And then Nyx coming in with 50. Hold on. How is Anduin the number 1 damage? On Ground Up? What? I have literally, in all my years of casting, never seen a healer be number 1 damage. Admittedly, they have 2 Phoenix is their only real damage, but still, that's very surprising. In terms of healing, we do have Anduin out healing the Brightwing. But again, like, most of the damage was coming from our blue team, so there was more for Anduin to heal. So that doesn't really mean anything against Shadow Droid. And then we do go in and have 0 Day attack coming out with 19,000 soak compared to Leoric's 14,000. 0 Day really running across the map, just gobbling up all of the soak sandwiches. Okay, I didn't think that through. I may not have thought that statement through all the way. Whoopsie. Talents? That seems generous. We do have to... I am a little bit too... It's because I'm in the wrong scene. I'm still blocking a few talents. There we go. So, talents, that seems generous. Copy them down, take them. It does look like we already have our next map selected, but it's hidden. You don't know what it is yet, but we will be back for it. I will get a drink, and after these messages, we'll be right back.
called Bleed American.
Wrong stream, but I was excited. We actually got a Praxis game, and I am here for it. I was never going to cast Praxis, and this is a very, very exciting moment for me. I can't believe Malby left before the best map in Here's the Storm. We do go to have the Junkrat. Junkrat the Junk Root coming in here. Bum, bum, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, da. So, Stukov being banned out, Junkrat being banned out. It does look like first pick and first ban still going in the favor of Start Slow and Taper Off, which does mean that Ground Up has chosen this map. This is a very team fight and offlane specific map. It is a 2-lane map, and unless you draft a Genji or something, it's hard to move between the maps, between the sides very, very quickly. So you really have to depend on your offlaner being able to outfight the opposing offlaner. I wouldn't be surprised to see some globals come out of here, and as the aforementioned Genji can kind of just dash through the terrain and end up getting to the other side of the map in about like 3 seconds. So there is the Anduin Shadow Droid. I do not play, like, do not let Nyx get on this hero again. We do gonna have the Jaina. Army of the US taking Jaina, and then once again we will have Rano on the Muradin. Bum, ba, 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 bum. Honey Badger back on a new rock, but this time Xenochrist will be on Sylvanas. Sylvanas is an interesting pick here. Sylvanas makes the Zerg waves super, super, super powerful because you can turn off base defenses. It also means if they try and rotate, Sylvanas will absolutely punish them to death, which is the only way of punishing it. Here's the Storm. We do go and have, okay, so, fake Artanas is not going to be available today. Maybe we'll get real Artanas for Hoku. What is he, Katie? We've had Suljin banned out once again. Once again, Suljin is bound out. There we go. We do have White Mane. Okay, Nick's on White Mane. I'm excited to see this. And White Mane is my go-to healer. I actually at one point drew a picture of me with White Mane hanging out. It was not a very good picture. Oh. I don't have a scene to full screen, so I'll just have to do it this way. So this is a little bit cheating. Actually, I can cheat both ways. I can cheat twice. So I do have my daily boots here, but they're not what I'm wearing today. I do like them. This very impressive heel. But I'm actually wearing these tennis shoes, but they're tennis shoes. They have all this like skull iconography, kind of baked to the side. So they're still very, very me. And I swear, isn't there like a Worlds Collide skin where Yrel dresses up like Artanis? Or Artanis dresses up like a Draenei? I swear that exists. I'm gonna look after this game. I'm not crazy. All right, here we are in game number 2. Predictions are up. Tell me who you think is going to win. We do have Hogger in the top lane with 0-day attack, as well as Shadow Droid on Anduin, Arlu on that there Fire Mage, Kael'thas. We have Xenochrys playing Sylvanas, the pre-dead Sylvanas, and Honey Badger is playing the Valentine's Day Andubarak. They are your blue team. They are start slow, then taper off. They're pairing up against your Majesty, playing Imperius in the top lane, going up against the Frost Mage, Jaina, being played by Army of the US. We have Fangs playing the Ghost Rider. I was like, Hellraiser? No. Ghost Rider, Raider. We have Reno on the Muradin. And then Nyx as Whitemane, and even better as Witchy Whitemane. Okay, I know they're fighting, but one second. Look at this skin. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love it. I'm not sure about the white, but I guess with her being called Whitemane, I can forgive it.
Oh dear. The beacons are energizing. You have to control them.
So there's the battle. Double stun coming out of Honey Badger. Honey Badger moving in there. Does miss with gravity lapse is Arlu. We also do have that. There is a root coming down onto the Raider. Reno down to very, very low health. There is the Jaina Blizzard coming in there. Xenochrys has to go ahead and step back. And we do have the bottom point going in favor of ground up. While there's a battle over the top. Hogger going up against Your Majesty. Very, very, very low health. And we do have a pick-off onto the Raynor. Raynor goes down. Did Raynor take a Gambit quest? Did not. It did end up taking Exterminator Raynor. A little bit of experience lead right now on the side of start slow, then taper off. All right, Majesty coming in here. Will Majesty be in time? Is just barely in time to prevent that. All right, and this is going to be a channel coming out on the side of Start Slow. This is, like, the one downside of this map is it is one of the maps with the worst comeback mechanics. So if you can start to take a lead with, like, the first 2 Zerg waves, it becomes increasingly difficult for the losing team to come back. So that's why it's very, very important to secure early on. We do have the Zerg starting to filter out as the blue continues to be channeled. And I come up here as the bottom, and so it's so sad. You can see the old, he's like, I want to come out. He doesn't get to. With that being said, we do go ahead and have the bottom one coming out. Nice explosion, and it says Reno just barely gets out of there. Reno down to about 30% health, and we do go ahead and have a blast coming down onto the Jaina. Jaina very, very low. Also low on mana, not able to engage. There is Xenochrys. Xenochrys almost gets peppered down by Exterminator Rainer. Da 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 da. Exterminator Rainer. Da 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 da. That's not actually his theme song, but you know what it should be? Now we have the orange Zerg starting to funnel out. Zero Day having to get out of there. Can't stand up to the might of the Spearman. A lot of damage getting under Rhino, but it's actually Kael'thas that goes down first. A little bit of an exchange in the backline, because I definitely saw the Anub'arak charge into Fangs. This is where Whitemane shines. Whitemane is super good about keeping the entire team up all at one time. And there is the finishing of the channeling. And we do have the orange Zerg slightly outnumbering the blue.
So many Zerg headed right for us. Stop them! Stop them at once!
They're moving out here. Now here's what's interesting, because we do go ahead and have a big push down below, like for the no one actually changed lanes, which does mean that, like, obviously there's more pressure bottom, but it also means there's more defense bottom, and only Imperius is trying to clear this out, and Imperius is not the best at actually clearing out minions. So that does go down. We do have the wall going down and about 40%, 35%. So it does look like Ground Up did better in that, but both of them basically did the same. Like, both of them took out the wall, both of them started doing damage to the fort. The fort is a little healthier top, but not by enough to be super comfortable. Alright, looking at Nyx, they have identified that Nyx is the problem. If they can't put pressure on Nyx, it's very, very hard to ever get anyone down. You know what would really help them? If, like, they had some sort of hero that could punish the fact that Nyx can't move while they're healing. Like, I don't know, a character that could zip forward and throw out a, like, prism of some sort that would actually pull Nyx into the team. That'd be really good. Right, there's a lot of damage coming down. Army of the US just getting absolutely cooked. Jaina takes extra damage from fire sources. No, she absolutely does not. But you know what? It sounds good. And there is the power of Sylvanas moving in there, turning off that base defense. They have now actually pushed through and gotten the wall down on both top and bottom. Meanwhile, there is a camp that will get cleaned up. There comes the Hyperion. We are back. Big ol' stun comes down, and yeah, unstoppable today. Nyx in the middle of it. I don't know that Nyx can survive this, but we actually have the Beetle going down. Both tanks are down, and the aggression is upon us. There is a lot of damage coming onto Army of the US. Boop. Does survive, but this is going to be advantageous. Xenocrisis is going to go ahead and secure this. However, Zero Day having a very hard time against Your Majesty. I'm curious. Coming up here for that health globe. has 20, no, has 5 seconds on the healing fountain. Majesty has it available right now. Another fight going on down here. There's the Phoenix coming out, going ahead and just throwing fireballs at everyone. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Nice sidestep, does go ahead and avoid the zoning Stormbolt from Rano. And we do have the channeling starting. Yeah, Honey Badger went for it, tried to go in and get onto Army of the US, but there's Hogger. Hogger came down in order to try and help, but unfortunately that was a little bit mistimed because, like, we ended up having them go down before Hogger arrived, so now it's just a 4v4, and here comes Your Majesty. Your Majesty coming in the back line. Coming in the back line, big ol' spear. Your Majesty feels fine, big ol' sphere. I think I said sphere instead of spear, but you know what? We do have a full rotation up top with only Majesty left down here. Now, that said, Majesty doesn't have to clear a whole lot. And there's the first fort actually going down. Army of the US just continuously gets knocked within an inch of their life, but definitely remains.
Nice work.
Okay, tons of damage coming in, and that's just wait. Yep, Rano has no chance to make his time. These are both teams that are good enough that you cannot, you can't just like face scout bushes against them, and that is going to be the power of Sylvanas just waltzing through. Definitely saw that coming. Now keep in mind, with Rano down, this is dangerous if Hogger shows up, and here comes Hogger from the side. Hogger comes in with the block, stopping them from getting away. Big Sun's coming down, and that's going to be a kill into Jaina. Your Majesty is trying to lead the way, being like, I'm a tank! But meanwhile, in the backline, Nyx is getting aggressed upon by 3 people. Rano is back, however, trying to go ahead and get their healer out of danger, and Nyx will survive. Meanwhile, this is what you call a heckin' problem, so we do go ahead and have Hogger moving back to try and deal with that. Na 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 na. And there's our big engage moment. Alright, we do have the stun. Unstoppable does get used in order to go ahead and get Fangs out of danger. Rana moving in, goes ahead and moves boldly into that blizzard, knowing that Jaina's blizzard won't hurt them. And that's actually killing Sylvanas. We do have the cocoon used, but this is going to be a retreat coming out of the side of start slow, then taper off. That's the panic coming out. Obviously, Light Bomb also gives you armor, so sometimes it's not used offensively. But I always feel bad when it gets used without, like, with apparently no communication. That is both top and bottom fort gone for the side of start, slow, then taper off. Hello, Todd. Todd, we are here on the best map in Here's the Storm. I hope you're excited. Alright, Hogger is fighting the world right now, and that may not be what you want Hogger to be doing. Big swing in. However, Jaina is also fighting the world, and Jaina is not as good at escaping as Hogger is. I'm pretty sure that was a silencing arrow from Sylvanas. We have Honey Badger coming around from the other side. Break on through the other side. But guys, I don't know where this fight is right now. Everyone is everywhere at the moment. This is the Heroes of the Storm rendition of Everything Everywhere All at Once. So yeah, unfortunately, only 17% moving down the other lane. That will potentially still get the top fort, if not responded to. The funny thing is, a 34% Zerg wave will actually, like, potentially get all the way to the core, just because if nothing is opposing it, it does overwhelm the defenses. But it does look like there will be something opposing it as Jaina moves up here. Meanwhile, it does look like we have to keep going down against the overwhelming aggression of ground up. So we do go and have Arlu getting pulled up and out of danger. There is Rano. Rano gets caught in the fire blast. The Ultralisk is beating away at the core. Shields are still holding for the moment, though. We do have Kael'thas. Kael'thas catches Imperius in a gravity lapse. Anduin moving across, going again, taken care of. Whitemane moving down, trying to go ahead and deal with this. But there, the core is going down. And there's game number 2 and the series going in favor of ground up. As our scientist with a GG parachute floats gracefully away. I'll get an interview in just a second, but before I do... Where is it? I swear there is a... Okay, it's not on our tennis. Is it on Urel? That awkward moment where I don't have Urel anywhere. This is taking more time than I wanted it to. What the heck am I thinking of? I swear there's something, but I cannot find it. Because that's the Mecha one. That's not a Protoss one. But I swear in the, like, World of StarCraft, there's something, but let me go and see if I can get an interview. It is an artist. Okay, I must not own it because I don't like it either. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. All right. And while I wait to see if I am joined for an interview or not, this is usually when I would look at the stats, but I was so eager to, like, prove Hoku wrong, even though Hoku already knew, and I am upsetty spaghetti.
Hi, Raka.
Hello. How you feeling right now?
I can't complain. We had a fantastic set of games.
I am joined right now by Fangs and Ronak.
Hello?
I'm assuming it's Ronok. It's Ronok in game, but it's Ronok here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fantastic. So that was a really, really good set, especially the first one. It was, you guys had to like were ahead the entire time of Cursed Hollow, but my god, at the end I was like, man, a curse going the wrong way would completely turn this game around.
Yeah, it would. Our previous week we had a very back and forth match on that map, so yeah, I definitely, we've seen the back and forth potential, so yeah, I was really happy with that game. I picked that map because I knew we had actually executed very, very well previous week, so I was happy to see that we could repeat success.
Yeah. By nature, late game fights, if you win a late game fight, you're gonna have a stronger position like 9 out of 10 times.
Absolutely. The biggest thing I have to, because obviously you guys took bosses very aggressively, but there was a point where both teams were posturing at bottom boss. Whenever you're waiting at the boss and you don't see them, how nerve-wracking is it? Like, do you take the boss? Do you just say, okay, they're not here, and give up, but you don't know where they are? Like, that's one of the most nail-biting moments, because I can see where they are, but I know you have no idea.
I mean, we had a pretty good idea of where they were at any point. Especially the later the game goes on, it becomes less and less a question where people are, because at a certain point, it's like they can only be in so many places with so much movement speed. So it's like, if you saw, for instance, Urel top 5 seconds ago, there's no way they could be at boss in 5 seconds. It takes 13 seconds to go from top to bottom. So, you can start predicting those sorts of things. Now, if people are off the map for longer than 20 seconds, now I start to get a little bit nervous. But I know at that time when we took bottom boss, I counted all 5 of them on the map less than 10 seconds ago, so I was pretty comfortable with the call. But one of the things that we pride ourselves on is people in game are going to see things you don't, because you're just not going to see them. That's what it is. So because of that, we have a very free flow call system for macro, where if somebody makes a call and they're kind of along the lines of trust me, we do that. It works out very, very well for us. Similarly, in team fights, if somebody calls leave, we leave. There's no debate. They've seen something you haven't, you leave. But also, because of that, people see things that you don't see, and because of that, they might countercall you with perfect logic. A lot of that is we trust our teammates and we trust each other a lot to recognize and see things that we don't, and they're not going to go out of their way to make bad calls. We all want to win.
Yeah. We all trust each other that we all have a drive to make the right calls, and if we don't, then we accept that and we move on to the next game.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I do have a question here from Rendazzers in chat. I'm not sure who that is in HOTS, but they do want to know, what opponents are you most excited or scared about this season? I have a feeling they may be one of them.
I mean, without throwing shade on anybody at all, I really don't follow teams all that closely. So I kind of just, when we come up against a team, like, I recognize that name or I don't. And it's hard for me to remember who plays what characters with what names. I know I've run into Arcane like 5 times on the ladder in like a 4-day period, so I know they play a very good Zeratul, and I'm spooked by that Zeratul, but other than that, I genuinely don't remember names super well, and I'm sorry to anybody who got offended by that, but it's nothing personal.
For me personally, shout out to Protectors of Ire. That's a traditional team that gives us a really good game.
Protectors of Ire. They're fun to play.
Yeah, you forgot about them, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
Papega's on ice. Yeah, we scrim against them occasionally. They're fun to play against.
Yeah, they're not in our division right now.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Well,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
Protectors of Ire is the biggest team in my mind. That I'm like, that's the team that I want to beat this season.
to be fair, you could give a complete troll answer and be like, oh yeah, well, this season we're going to scrim with Papegas on Ice. We're excited about that. And everyone would be like, that's not what I meant. But it would be a valid answer to the question.
Yeah, but I'm giving you the honest answer. Yeah, Protectors of Ire is the one that we typically either struggle against, or when we win against them, it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Moving on to Braxis. Braxis is, like, the bottom lane was so incredibly, like, it kind of felt like both teams had the potential to just destroy someone. And Shoutouts to Nyx, because Nyx kept not letting people be destroyed. I felt like you guys were constantly limping out of there with about 3 health, but you didn't. You very rarely actually lost a person.
I
yeah.
mean, Nyx is by far and away our best player, and I
Yeah,
legitimately,
Nyx and then Majesty. That's
yeah,
the totem pole. Nyx,
I
Majesty, everybody else.
and I'm sorry to tell every other team this. You could ban 3 of Nyx plays and steal 1, and she'd still have 3 more to rely on with just as much skill.
Yeah.
And Nyx is so good at what she does that I can look at most fights that mathematically we should lose and say, we'll be fine. Nyx is just that good at what she does.
I did really enjoy the White Maid. White Maid is my favorite healer, and I almost never get to see her. So thank you, Nyx. Appreciate you.
I will let her know.
And then the other thing about, so speaking of Majesty, because that was the other thing, is I felt so bad for every once in a while Hogger could drive Majesty off, but I never really felt like Hogger had kill pressure on Majesty. So is that part of the reason why you went to Braxis, is because it is such an offlane focus? And you were like, well, we can let Majesty pick last so we can just have a good matchup into that top lane?
I honestly, the reason I picked Braxis is because I think in the past we've always had good games. Win or lose, we've had very good games. Like they've always been very good to it. I know I'm repeating myself, but we've exhibited good play, good decision making, good logic. So I've been very happy with those. And I didn't really consider it until we got into the lobby, but yeah, being able to last pick is such a power play for us because he's so good at the characters he plays. As long as he has like a not terrible matchup, I basically don't have to think about his lane whatsoever unless somebody is rotating to him. So being able to put him in a position where he can just control an entire half of the map, it feels very good for us.
Oh yeah, it's basically if we don't have to worry about that lane, then yeah, that's just half of the map really. That's half the matchup. That just means we just have to focus on can we win bottom, and when do we win bottom?
Yeah,
All right.
I would agree with that.
That is all the questions I had, except for one. I always ask a variation of this. Why is your team called Ground Up?
So Ground Up is a 3-way joke that we have. So most of the players of this team was part of the team Skyfall. So when we made this team, we took the literal opposite of Skyfall, which is ground up. Stupid joke. The second one is because of it. It's a small taunt to people we're playing against. We're gonna grind up our opponents. We're gonna leave them ground up. And the third one is when we created this team, it was the lowest of the division. So we were at the ground, and there's nowhere left to go but up. So we're gonna go from the ground up. So that's the backdrop of our
Three-way
team.
joke.
That's the 3-way joke that we have.
So, makes sense. So that is all of the questions I had for you. Let me turn it over to you for any shout-outs you might want to give.
I want to shout out Nyx for sure. She is absolutely amazing at what she does. We're very, very, very lucky to have her. And she's absolutely fantastic. We are very, very happy to have her. And similarly with Madge, he is absolutely amazing at what he does, and it's a joy to play with him. He genuinely makes fights that look incredibly losable, just turns them around with an excellent CC or an excellent engage or follow-up or anything exceptionally well. I also want to shout out Armethius. I brought him in from playing at a bronze level, and he learned incredibly quickly and learned outside of his traditional role, different characters and different things, which makes him a very flexible player, enables us to make very flexible comps, which I think works very well in our favor. A lot of people don't know how to deal with our different comps, and I think that works very well for us. So those 3 players are like absolutely amazing. Obviously, Rano is fantastic at what he does, but
Yeah.
I mean, if I say it while he's in front of me, it's gonna sound way, way worse.
Yeah. I'll shout you out. I specifically recruited you for 2 reasons. One, you're very self-critical, so I know I can trust you to think, hey, I fucked that one up, and I can think of some way to improve on that, and that's something I really appreciated. I also appreciated your ability to actually speak your mind. I felt like that was something that we severely lacked before, and we needed somebody who's able to say, "Hey, we can do this." Do that.
I'm honored that you would select me for that.
Yes.
I thought it was simply because I knew how to play Zul'jin half decently.
No. Nope. As far as I'm concerned, they can ban Jordan every day. I don't mind.
Yeah, but he's fun. I get to throw axes.
They made him worse. They cut a cap on his knees.
I do have a request. Actually, now that you've told me that his name is Armetheus, tell casters that, because the whole time I was like, is that Armetheus?
Oh, yeah.
Is it
His
Army
name
of the U.S.?
Everybody keeps saying it. Army the U.S.
Yeah, if other casters are watching this, think of it like a Greek name. Prometheus, Armetheus, it's Greek. It's It's
Yeah.
Armetheus.
I'm so sorry, Armetheus. What's funny is I started very close to that, and then I was like, it's probably supposed to be Army of the U.S., and I don't want to just ignore what it's probably supposed to be, so I changed it back.
No, you're good. Sil actually was very, very close last week, and then Taco corrected her to Army of the U.S. But that's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I think I started with Armetheus.
Yeah. It probably would help if it wasn't all capitalized, but, you know, Blizzard naming, so.
Yep. But with that said, that's everything I had. Let me go ahead and let you enjoy the after party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
All right. Oh, yeah. Nick said something about shout out to her transistors or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, she said to shout out her transistors.
She said somebody would get it.
Somebody will get it. I'm not it, apparently. I'm not somebody. I'm sorry. I think I might get it, but
I'm not sure if I heard it correctly, so.
Well, shout out to them as well. I have a suspicion, but I won't voice it in case I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you for casting for us. It's always fun. We've actually had, I think, more casts this season in the first 3 games than we've had all last season, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, well, we're on track, absolutely.
We had 2 last season, but this time we're up to 3. We're moving up.
We have 3 or 4.
Did we? Anyway, sorry to keep you, Raka.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, this season we just went crazy with casters, and I love it. It's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand Toki B is picking up quite a bit of slack, so that's good to see.
Indeed. But see you next time. Thank you very much for being here. And to the stream, we'll raid over to Dark Knight, but I am back in 40 minutes, so we have another cast coming up.
Enjoy your games, viewers.
Bye.
Oh yeah, shout out to Hoku. I know she's watching.
She is. She's very disappointed that you didn't take our tennis.
Alright, catch you later.
She made at least one Artanis joke. If she hasn't, then it's a miracle.
And here we go.